Welcome, everybody, to the Butler Bulldogs Dynasty. The Butler Bulldogs have been off to a decent start, I would say, but I think our talent is now starting to catch up with our record. After the first 3 games, we were 2-1, but after that, we have lost every game since. But one team that has lost every game so far is the Xavier Musketeers, who are our primary rival in this series. We will face them the last week of the season, but today they search for their first win here with a new freshman quarterback, Jake Crosby. He's actually off to a decent start. Now, he's been splitting time with an upperclassman, but today he will eventually get the full reins, and that's what is going to happen today. He's out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Jake Crosby, he is a lefty. He can run the football also, so he is a dual threat quarterback, and he has a pretty experienced running back that could carry the load in the backfield. Eli Harris, who is really, really good. He's got some good skill caps as well. I think he's going to be a guy that can develop into something really, really nice. So let's check out a Xavier versus Charlotte, who is 4-1 on the year. We'll see if Xavier can come out with a big-time win at home. But here is an opening touchdown for Charlotte for the first score of the game, and they will take the lead early on in the second quarter for the first score of the game. But on to the second half. Here is Crosby trying to get going. Here's a throw up the seam. This one's caught all the way inside the 20-yard line, and Crosby has not turned the football over, and that's what you want out of a young quarterback. Just don't make any mistakes. Now at the 17 or 15-yard line, 3rd and 8. Here is Crosby using those legs, jukes to the outside, and he will score for the touchdown as Xavier takes the lead here in the third. And Crosby getting the start going forward. We'll see if he can lead this team to their first victory. Now entering the fourth quarter, here is the quarterback. This is Max Brown with those to the left side. This one's intercepted. It's going the other way, and Xavier has a pick six by the junior Malik Moon. Wow, what a play right there. And this home crowd, who actually, they have some guys in the stands, some fans in the stands for this one. But now late, under a minute to go. It's a 4th and 4, throwing to the left side, and Xavier knocks it down. It's Moon again, and he will give the Xavier Musketeers their first victory here at the FBS level, as our rival finally gets on the board here in season number 1. They start out the season 1-5, but they get a much needed just win for the program as a whole as they make history for the first time getting a victory. So here we are here at 2-3 facing Army in the first game of this doubleheader episode. Let's get into the quick highlights of this one. Here's a throw to the right side. That's Mitchell Cromwell lobbing it over to Doug Hennessy, and Cromwell's throw power definitely showed in this game. You can see on that pass, that was a lob pass. He threw that way in the air. But here is Army now with their first possession. Here on a 3rd and 8, here is pressure, and they throw this one away. That is Bo Ray on the pressure that time. So now here we are in the first quarter. Cromwell steps up in the pocket, throws short to Milo Brown, who tries to get to the first down marker, and he's been a red zone threat in this series, but he cannot get the first that time. But now here is a busted option play picked up by Doug Hennessy, and you can see the offense is just struggling here in the first half. Now a 3rd and very long for Cromwell, stepping up in the pocket, does buy some time, loads up, throws deep, gets hit on the throw, and it should have been intercepted. Instead, it will fall to the ground. But now in the first half, it's a 0-0 game. Here's a short pass, this time to Stephen Abreu, the local freshman. He gets out of bounds. Now with 1 second left, we're going to heave it towards the end zone here, but we can't even get the throw off, and it's intercepted, and it's going to be returned the other way. And this game goes into halftime 0-0. Both teams at 2-3 struggle to put the ball in the end zone or even through the uprights. As we enter the fourth quarter, now down by 4. It's a 3rd and 7 now. Army with this triple option offense will run the ball up the middle. They get 6, just short of the first down marker, and now it's 4th and inches. They line up here, and we're expecting them to actually run the football. But here's a play action, throwing deep, and a wide open man downfield. It's a touchdown, Gage Van was in coverage, but he cannot get there fast enough to make the play. And now here we are down 17-6. Here's Cromwell trying to throw across the middle. This one, and it's intercepted. He just does not have the arm to fit it into tight windows. And I got to say, that wasn't even a tight window. It was more of a slightly cracked window. It was open, but he just did not have the arm to get there. And Army holds on. They move to 3-3. We move to 2-4. Butler is just struggling really on offense. I mean, the defense is playing good enough to win, but our offense just terrible today. We tried to put some points on the board early in this game by running the football, but it just did not work. And Mitchell Cromwell, with his 80 throw power, threw 4 interceptions today. It was just an ugly game from start to finish. And like I said, we tried to run the football early. It just didn't work too well. Even though we saw Doug Hennessy have 4 yards per carry, 12 for 60. It just 5 yards per carry, actually. It just didn't work out long term because he started to get banged up and we stopped running the football. But one guy that did have a really good game was Bo Ray Ray. He was in the backfield all game long. It was something that I want to highlight here because he got 2 sacks in this one. Had a couple of pass disruptions as well, like where he didn't get the credit for the full sack, but did force the quarterback to hurry up, and McLean did get sacked here in the first half as Bo Ray Ray made 2 big plays there in the backfield. But I'm just looking for guys who can step up like he did. And he actually wins American Defensive Player of the Week and National Defensive Player of the Week with 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, and 6 tackles total. He got the National Defensive Player of the Week. That's pretty crazy. But that's a good sign going forward. I just look for guys this season, and that's really the goal this year, kind of to develop some of our stars, some of our playmakers, figure out who can do what. I have like 6 guys that I'm kind of noting who are really doing something this year. Doug Hennessy at running back, Milo Brown at receiver. We saw Bo Ray Ray right there. We have Sambo Wallace on the defensive line. Then we have Gage Van at safety. He's been really good. But our whole team is going to need to be really good this game because we go up against Temple, who is a high-powered offense. They have a really good quarterback who's going to air it out quite a bit today. They're going to show a lot of balance. Forrest Brock can air it out to anybody. He's thrown a lot of touchdown passes this year. And you can see there's already 3 different receivers with 3 touchdowns, one with 2 touchdowns, and everybody's kind of touching the ball in this offense. But they will be without their top 2 targets. First, Xavier Irwin has a broken forearm, and then John Adams with a forearm fracture for 2 weeks. So at least we can hang on to that. But I think a change at quarterback is needed for this game as we cover this game in full. Mitchell Cromwell, 4 touchdowns, 7 interceptions on the year. And coming off of that 4 INT game, I think it's just time for a change. You saw some of those throws, some of those off-platform throws. I'm not saying are, easy throws to make, but some of them you have to make, and it just seems like he hasn't been making any of them. We do have 2 options at quarterback. Judah Robbins is more of a pocket passer. Now, he does have the strongest arm on the team with 84 throw power, but I think that Anthony Pittman probably fits our offense a little bit better. He's got 83 throw power, but he can run the football as well. We don't see any drop-off in speed between him and Mitchell Cromwell, so he fits the offense quite well. He's only 5'9", so that is another trade-off. We get a little shorter at quarterback, but we'll see if he can make a play here as he gets his first start of his career for the 2-4 Butler Bulldogs at home to play the Temple Owls, who are struggling this year as well, 3-3, but they are putting up a lot of points for their offense, and they will start out with the rock today. We'll see if our defense can show up as Bo Ray Ray is coming off of a 2-sack game. So 1st and 10 now. Here is a throw by Forrest Brock out to the left side. This one's caught. It's Zay Baines. He's all the way on the first play. Well, that was quick. And Temple, missing their 2 top targets, already score. I mean, you just can't make it up. I mean, that was just a window throw, cover 2, and he just fits it between the cornerback and the deep third safety. So here we go. Here is Anthony Pittman on his first drop back to pass. He goes down. and that's not a good sign. 3rd and 17. It's a read option. He just keeps it. I mean, you can't do anything on that play. You don't want to force a bad throw and an interception. So 3 and out here for the offense. Here are the Owls back out onto the field now. Here is Forrest Brock throwing across the middle and a wide open man. It's Bryson Goodwin who gets to about the 27-yard line and a first down. Hurry up offense here for Temple. Here is a throw to the end zone. It's intercepted. It's Gage Van, who we highlighted earlier. And look at this. Nobody stops him. He has a lane all the way to the end zone. Nobody will catch him. There's a flag on the play. I'm not sure what it is, but it looks like it will just be an illegal man downfield, so the play will stand. An easy play for Gage Van. He's just playing his zone, and the ball's thrown right to him. I'm not sure if Forrest Brock even saw him at all. He just saw a man running open and then just threw it to a spot, and our defender was right there. Really the first big play on defense this season so far for Butler, as here is a throw by Forrest Brock to start out the next drive. That one's caught for a gain of 7. A little excitement in this game early on as Brock hands off, this time to his lead back, Joquez Smith, as he picks up the first down. Joquez Smith this time will get stopped for a gain of about 2. And now that brings it to a 3rd and 9. More of this hurry-up offense here for Temple. Can we generate some pressure? This time, it does tackle in the backfield, and there is Sambo Wallace, number 94. He's had a really good season so far this year, and hopefully he can continue to develop, because I think that at least stopping the run is going to be a big emphasis through the first few seasons. A lot of AAC teams like to run the football, so we're going to see it a lot. As here is a stretch play to the right side and another flag. And this has really been the story this year. Our offensive line has just been awful. So going after offensive line recruits is going to be a big emphasis here in Season 1. I'm going to be looking to develop some guys. But here's a throw to the sideline, and that's what happens when you get these 2nd and very longs, 3rd and very longs. We throw the interception, and Temple takes over inside the 5. You have to take these high risks, especially when you're backed up so far. Otherwise, you're just running the football all the time. But here is Temple, and Smith gets to the 1 on that one. He loses a couple on 2nd down, now a 3rd and goal. Will they run it again? They do, and there is a tackle in the backfield. It's Mortimer Twiggs, number 54, who's made flashes, but I wouldn't say he's been spectacular. And Temple lines up for the field goal from the right hash, and it's no good. That field goal right there for the CPU will always kill them. If they don't have a great kicker, they're never going to hit that field goal. So now 7-7 game still. Here is Anthony Pittman this time, keeping it on the veer that time, and gets about 6 yards. 3rd and 1 now for Pittman as he looks to hand off this time to Hennessy, who's got space, and he finds the first down and a little bit more as he gets to about the 36-yard line. Here is Pittman now facing pressure, and he will throw this one into the ground looking for Milo Brown. And that's the thing. We probably have to get some quick passing game going in this one. But here on a 3rd and 10, Pittman goes down again. Nobody can really create separation on their own. And that's been another emphasis. Going after receivers who can separate, especially with speed. We see some recruits that we'll see later on our board, like Jamichael Kiernan, and other freshmen coming in. I think that we're just going to need to rebuild this entire offense, and we'll see what our scheme is going to look like next year. 3rd and 6. And there is another nice play by Sambo Wallace, forcing that throwaway, by the way. And it's still a 7-7 game. It's still early on. As here is Pittman now, back on offense. Finally a throw downfield. This is caught. It's Milo Brown, who's been a really good target for both quarterbacks this year. 1st and 10 now. Pittman, more pressure. He goes down. It's a loss of 3. Adrian King lined up in the slot. He throws the block that time. Springing free, Doug Hennessy. And he picks up a first down on that carry. That's a gain of 13. So now across the 50, another quick throw, and that's to Ben Wolf, the backup tight end, and maybe not even the backup. He's splitting time at tight end. But now it's a 4th and 6. Here's a throw short. It's Ben Wolf again, and he has the first but another flag, and it's a holding call on the offensive line. I mean, you really can't make this stuff up. We are just not doing well on offense this year, and just so many penalties. It's been really killing us. Still a tie ball game here, though. Here is a screen pass out to Smith, and he picks up the first down and a little bit more, tackled by Mortimer Twiggs eventually. 1st and 10 now at the 39. Another screen pass, and this time it's almost intercepted by Sambo Wallace, but they end up getting the first down anyway. Across the 50 now at the 46. Here's a throw across the middle. That one's caught. It's going to be Zay Baines who scored on the opening play of this game, as he's already 3 yards short of 100 yards off of only 2 catches, by the way. Here's a throw short again. This is going to be Smith inside the 10, fighting forward to the 7. And now it's goal to go. We'll see if our defense is up for the task again. Here's another short throw. This time they score. It's Bryson Goodwin for the touchdown. And Temple will take the touchdown lead in this one. But Butler is still making this close here through the first quarter and a half. So here is Pittman. Can he put together a nice drive? Pressure from the nickel blitz. It's a sack. And what do? I mean, when you're all the way back here on a 3rd and 29, screen passes are only the thing you can call, and we can't even get that to work. 3 and out for the offense again. Handoff this time to Smith. Finds the crease, gets around the edge, and eventually gets taken down by the freshman Peter Applewhite for a first down. Back to Smith again. He has a first and just a little bit more, and he picks it up to the 19. More hurry-up offense, as our defense is probably gassed at this point, trying to do anything. Here is no pressure on the quarterback. Eventually gets to him, and he throws it into traffic, and it's somehow caught. I have no idea how Forrest Brock found Bryson Goodwin on that one. And now they're inside the 5. It's goal to go. Pitch out to left side on a 3rd and goal. This time, Smith gets tackled at the 1. And this time, instead of kicking the field goal, they're going to line up to go for it. It's a 4th and goal. Can we come up with a stop here? They do run the football to Smith, and he falls in for the touchdown. We had numbers right there, and we had 3 defenders on him. And somehow Smith squeaks through the defense. And what was a close game is now a 2-touchdown game. Here is Hennessy, though. Shot out of a cannon. He picks up the first down and gets to about the 48, but now he is shaken up on the play. And I think that's the big thing. You know, we just don't have the depth. If Doug Hennessy goes down, our running game is really, really depleted. But there's a nice catch in traffic. It's Ben Wolf who goes up and gets it. Now Pittman throwing deep on a 1st and 10. This one's caught by Milo Brown, but they call it incomplete. We actually go and throw the challenge flag to take a look. I mean, what an acrobatic catch that time by Milo Brown. He's made a few of those this year. And as we take a closer look, that left foot, if you look at that toe, it's right on the line. That would have been a big play. Instead, it's going to be called incomplete. We lose a timeout there, but 35 seconds in running here. It's a 3rd and 5 at the 30. Pittman tries to get rid of it, and we just cannot protect any quarterback, regardless of who's under center. And now it's 4th and 5 at the 30. Here is Pittman stepping up, throwing across the middle. It's caught by Stephen Abreu, and we do get a gain of 10 on that catch, and we do call the timeout. 20 seconds to go. And here's a throw to the right side. This one's caught by Doug Hennessy on the sideline. And now we're into field goal range, but we want to go to the end zone on this one. We probably have one play. We throw it up to the end zone. It's going to be caught! Milo Brown, touchdown! You got to love what you see from Milo Brown. This is a bad football team, but Milo Brown just continues to stick out in the red zone. Having his body as his shield in the air, that's just a veteran move right there, and he is just a freshman. So we move on to the second half, still down by a touchdown, though, as Temple does convert on the catch and the first down. Here is Forrest Brock now. A quick throw on an RPO action over to the tight end with an interesting number 95. That is Reese Clark as he picks up the first down to about the 26. Here is another throw across the middle, and this is another catch and another first down by Reese Clark, as Forrest Brock may have found something in his young freshman tight end. And now it's second and goal. Handoff. No, a play action fake. And it's a perfect sell and a touchdown to Landon Morris. And Temple will once again take the 2-score lead. I thought we had some momentum there going into halftime. I thought our defense would come out and make a play. But now here we are back down by 2 scores and another flag on the offense. What is new? This time it's George Kamalu, who has been playing at left tackle for, actually that's Damian Green, who's been playing at right tackle for us. He comes up with the hold, now back at the second and 16, and that's a almost interception right there into traffic, but just trying to fit it in there. Third and 16, third and very long. Doug Hennessy runs in motion this time. Pittman trying to lob it over the top, and he gets it there to Stephen Abreu, the slot man out of Indianapolis. And he picks up a first down. I really do want to figure out how to get Abreu the ball. He is our most shifty receiver, but it's kind of hard because, you know what, he isn't the fastest, but I think we just need to scheme up some things for him. 4th and 7 now, under pressure, and hits a fumble. Picked up by the offensive line, but it's not going to matter anyway. It's a turnover. Here comes Temple now with the offensive possession towards the end of the third quarter, and I think Temple now has a lot of momentum in this game. They scored at the opening drive of the second half, now inside the red zone. Here's a throw to the end zone. It's a bullet knocked away by the freshman Peter Applewhite. And now it is 3rd and 4. Here is Forrest Brock. A quick throw, and that's another catch. And that is Reese Clark again. 3 touchdown passes here for Forrest Brock as they're inside the 5 now. They struggled to get the ball in here earlier, but this time they will run it in. Their second rushing touchdown by Joquez Smith. And he will make it a 35-14 game here for Temple. It was close early on, but now Temple's starting to pull away as Pittman gets hit on that one, and it's going to be incomplete. And it looks like they're going to call the pass interference, so somehow we get helped out on that play. So we live to play another down here. Fresh set of downs. Play action again, and we throw deep one-on-one looking for Adrian King. And that's the thing I can't wait for when, teams send that cover 0 blitz, which they do a lot on us because we can't, create separation. It just kills us because we have no threat over the top, nobody that can create separation. Now a 4th and 10, pressure, thrown into the ground, and there's that blitz again. I mean, they send it all the time. Cover 1 with only 1 safety, cover 0. I mean, it's just whatever they want. Here is Pittman, though, a nice play, breaking a tackle, throwing downfield in the 4th quarter, and that's a nice catch. Stephen Abreu has the first down. Got to punch it in for confidence, I guess, late in the game. Now we're at the 10. It's a 2nd and 6. Power read option. Hennessy breaks a tackle and gets to the outside. Hennessy is impressive. The thing is, we just can't lean on him a whole lot because he gets gassed. I mean, that's the thing. I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to injure him. Now Davis Lewiston checks in, and he picks up the first down. We're inside the 5. And now we're at the 4-yard line. This is a 3rd and goal. Hennessy in the backfield. We give it right to him, and he punches it in for the touchdown. That's his first rushing touchdown of the season, actually. He actually has been the yardage guy, hasn't necessarily scored touchdowns, but I think that's going to be an emphasis for us. I'm going to try to get him some XP, get him some touchdowns, but we end up losing this game by 21. 42-21 ends up being the final. And I would say this was a close game in the beginning, but we just couldn't do anything late. And you can just see the difference. 399 total yards of offense for Temple. 214 for us. I mean, that was just the reality of this game. Anthony Pittman, 13 of 33. I mean, not much better than Cromwell. I would say that he did feel a lot better to play with because his lob passes weren't those like very high lollipop passes in the air. Doug Hennessy ran the football okay, and I felt like we had more control over the offense with Pittman in there. But even then, it was still a struggle to even get points on the board. But I was happy to see that we could at least move the football and not just 3-and-out every play. But either way, Temple shut us down, and we just aren't good enough right now. And I think that's why we just need to emphasize recruiting this year and really developing certain players. And I think Milo Brown is a guy. I think he's going to be really good for us on the outside. He's a red zone threat. But I think just finding those other threats, I don't really know if we have them right now as far as receivers go. But we are officially on a 4-game losing streak. And really going forward, we just need some momentum. And I think the real game plan going down the stretch is to give give Doug Hennessy 15 to 20 carries a game when we can, and at least just try the short passing game. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we're going to have to generate pressure on the defensive side of the football. We're going to send some more blitzes going forward, and we're just going to have to be a team that takes risks because right now we're just not a good football team. So it's all about, recruiting for the future. We already have our quarterback of the future in Quincy, Missouri, but I want to add some more weapons. One guy that I did scout out of Lehigh Acres, Florida, is Stephen Darling. Out of Florida, we all know that they have a lot of speed, but he has 95 speed as a 2-star cornerback, a guy that could possibly play both sides of the football in packages. He's obviously a true corner because he doesn't have good hands at 57. But if I can get him some packages where maybe he's lined up in the backfield and carry the football or use that speed, we could do something. But we already added Kiernan and Jackson to the receiving core. They're 90 speed and 91 respectively. So we already have that speed we're adding to the offense next year. And then we have a guy in Mike Woodside, who is another cornerback we're adding to the group. He is not that fast, 86 speed, but he is a local kid. But I just want to add talent to this team, and that's really the big thing. We're not going to be looking to get 30 recruits in here. I want to get quality guys. So we're going to spend a lot of time scouting guys and being selective with the guys we really offer scholarships to. And that's going to kind of be our story going down the stretch, getting through conference play, getting to the end of the season, and then building, with some of these recruits that we have coming in and really just reshaping the offense, doing something better than what we're doing right now. So that's going to do it here in this episode. It was a doubleheader, but we lost 2. We are now losing 4 straight games here in this season, and I don't know if the streak is going to end versus Charlotte. They are 5-2. We did see them lose to Xavier, but we just need some hope in this offense. And really the defense, I would say, isn't playing terrible, but we're just not a good football team at this point in the series. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.